The book, The Masquerade Dance, authored by Ottley Mitchel, captures the masqueraders' costume and their energetic dance performances most precisely. It follows the tale of a young boy named Salo who gets so excited when he sees the masqueraders perform and dance. He dreams of dancing the masquerade one day, but isn't sure when he will be ready for the big debut. So, welcome to Good Morning SKN, Ms. Mitchell. It's an honor to be speaking
Thank
to you
you.
today.
It's great to be here. I really appreciate the invitation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, the book title, The Masquerade Dance, it's very appealing and it seems to set the stage for something that's very cultural to those of us at the Caribbean. What can you tell us about the book title itself and what motivated you to write this book?
Great. So, the Masquerade Dance, the title, I tend to keep the titles of my book very simple. And so it basically exemplifies once you hear it, you know exactly what it is, especially if you're from the region and you're familiar with the tradition of the masquerade. The book was actually inspired by, as you said in the intro, by a real young man who lives in St. Kitts, who absolutely loves the masquerade since he's now 8. When he was very little, his mom would buy him the costumes. He would, his greatest joy was to dress up and to take part as much as he could in the masquerade dance. And he loved it so much that between the two of us, he was involved in the process as well. We came up with this idea to create the book. He wanted it to have some interaction that you could actually you know move the pieces in the book, and we'll get there, but we decided at the beginning to just do the book itself and have the story come out there, and to encourage the other young people, to make sure that people that they know about the dance and that it becomes something that they're interested in doing, and they understand that it's important and it's fun, and that it's something that they can aspire to as well.
It's definitely an important part of our culture. So of course, we described the masqueraders, and as we know, it's always very colorful, lots of ribbons, feathers, mirrors. So can you tell us what it was like working with the illustrator for the book?
Yes, so the
Daniel
illustrator.
O'Brien, I think his name is.
Yes, that's right. So Daniel O'Brien, we've collaborated on a few pieces together. He's from Trinidad. He lives in New York, and he is, he's an author in his own right. He has his own books as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's just a brilliant illustrator, and he has this way of capturing, like, I just give him the idea, like what, and he brings his own ideas to it. What I did was I sent him a lot of photos of, still photos and videos, which he watched. And so he got a real feel for what the masquerades were. One of the things that he tried to do was that he watched not only masquerades from St. Kitts, but also Montserrat, St. Lucia, and some of the other islands that have this tradition. And so it's a bit of a conglomeration in a way, of some of the ideas from different islands, but it is inspired mainly by the masquerades in St. Kitts. But that's how we work at Caribbean Reads. We tend to work with our illustrators a lot with giving them images, ideas, and then the quality of illustrators that we work with, they just run with it and come up with something amazing. Like, one of the things in the book is that there's a little dog that appears in a lot of the scenes, which I never suggested to him, but he just thought it would be a great idea to have this interesting piece, So,
Well, I would imagine that makes it even more appealing to the younger reader, considering that it was based on a real life little boy.
Yeah,
In
for
terms
sure.
of exposing them to the Yoruban dance, it's a little bit of an education, I would imagine, but at the same time, it would have to be fun and palatable for young children. Were there any challenges that you experienced in finding the right balance in doing so?
Yeah, definitely there were. So, there's a part in the book where it gets a little serious, where one of the masquerades kind of talks to the little boy about the importance, the cultural significance of this dance, and just striking the right balance there, keeping it short enough, but, it was really important to me to include that in it. And I worked with a historian from St. Kitts and to get that information. And then we also included in the end of the book, there are some details on the masquerade for, so that parents can share with their kids afterwards and have a discussion, or teachers in the classroom can share with their kids and have a discussion about the history and the significance of the dance. But yes, it was difficult. The book is written in rhyme, and so that was also a bit of
Yeah,
a challenge.
that adds an element of difficulty.
Yes, for sure, to get that section done. So I spent a lot of time on that, to be honest, on that particular section. But it was just really important to me that it be included, and that the dance is not just about having fun and the movements and that sort of thing, but also about where did this come from? How did we begin doing this? Why do we do this? I think is really key as well for the kids to at least open the door to the idea that this is something that they should know about.
Mitchell, who is going to read a bit of her book. She's going to give us a little sneak peek. Carol, whenever you're ready.
Sure, no problem. I got to put on my glasses. So the book is The Masquerade Dance. I don't know if you all can see it, probably not. That's the cover. And as we said in the first segment, the book is about this little boy who loves to dance. So I'm going to just read it. The illustrations, I'd love to show them to you, but I don't think it's going to translate really well here. But, you can grab a copy and see them for yourself. Let's go, Saulo. Come this way. Wait, please, Granny. It's New Year's Day. It's almost time for the carnival parade. Let's wait and watch the masquerade. They drum, 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 and they dance about. They play the fife and holler and shout. Please, please, Granny, let me stay. I want to dance masquerade one day. Your mom, uncle, cousin, and aunts will visit after the masquerade dance. I promised I'd cook stew, fish, and rice. Let's go, Saulo. Don't make me ask twice. Wait, please, Granny. They're coming real soon, dancing and chanting in fine costumes. Sit with me here on the Greenland's grass. Let's wait and watch the masquerades pass. The drum, 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 and they dance in pairs, then throw their tomahawks high in the air. Please, please, Granny, let me stay. I want to dance masquerade one day. Come now, Saulo, I have to cook. Sit on my balcony. You can look. You will see it all and feel the beat as the kettle drum moves down the street. Granny, I have a better idea. You can see me from up there. And Granny, look, there's Mrs. Jones. She will watch me. I won't be alone. When they drum, 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 and they shake their heads, their peacock hats flash blues, greens, and reds. Please, please, Granny, let me stay. I want to dance masquerade one day. Okay, you wait here in this spot. I'll run home and turn on the pot. Mind, Mrs. Jones, stay in the shade. From here, you can watch the masquerade. Thank you, Granny. I'll wait right here, you'll see. Right here under the tamarind tree. Hear the big drum. It's almost noon. The masquerades will dance by soon, and they'll drum, 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 and hop and dash. Their mirrors will swing and jangle and clash. Thank you, Granny, for letting me stay. I want to dance masquerade one day. And I'm going to stop there because what happens next is really interesting. If you have kids, you can just imagine, or if you're a kid yourself, you can just imagine that maybe Saulo does not stay exactly where he told his granny he would stay. And the rest of the book continues to see what happens when Saulo finds himself in the midst of the masquerade dance and a little overwhelmed by the whole adventure. So,
I mean, I must say, representation is so important because as you were reading, I could picture everything. I could even feel the Greenland's grass under my feet. So it's amazing how vivid you were able to portray. I mean, looking at the masquerades, I absolutely love it. And I think
I have so many memories. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I think having books that portray that vividly a part of our culture to children is very, very important. I absolutely love it. I'm not a kid. Maybe I'm a kid at heart, so I probably need a copy.
Well, Miss
Sure, sure.
Mitchell,
I have a lot of memories myself of sitting on the green on Greenlands and watching the parade. So, you know.
It
I
translates.
do as well. It definitely did translate me. So, Miss Mitchell, I want to speak to you about your novel Fury on Sulphur Hills, which was nominated for the 2014 Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award. And it's the
Okay.
most significant award for children's and young adults literature, as I am aware. What did it feel like to be recognized on such a level?
So I've been Fear and Free Hills is the fourth book in the Caribbean Adventure series, and it was really special to me because it showed a lot of development in the series. In that book, it's set in Montserrat in part, and it begins in St. Kitts and it's set in Montserrat. And it really talks a lot about the displacement of that some of the people from Montserrat experience as a result of the
Volcano.
eruption of the volcano. And so I think that theme was really very just appealed to a lot of people and to the person who nominated the book for the award. So it meant a lot to me. I mean, I knew that there wasn't much of a chance that it would go much further than that, but it was really exciting to have it recognized this way. Coming from a small island and having been writing since 2007, it's as the recognition begins to come in, it's really heartening. This year, the fifth book in the series was actually shortlisted for a Bocas Prize for children's literature. The fifth one is called Chaos in Castries. It's set in St. Lucia, and again, these developments are really it just. I mean, I write for the children. I write because I love to write and because I have to write, but getting the external recognition is also very important, and it feels great.
Well, congratulations to you. And unfortunately, we've run out of time, but one more question before we go. How do we get our hands on these books? Again, you're saying they're for kids, but I might have to indulge in some of these myself.
So in St. Kitts, the books are carried. Harper's carries them, and a number of other bookstores on the island. A lot of and I'm really, I know I'm missing out on a lot of people. For some reason, Harper's is the only one that's coming to me right now. But there are a few places, bookstores, gift stores that carry our books. TDC carries some of our books as well, and then they're available online in Antigua. If you have listeners from Antigua, Best of Books and 10 Pages carries the books as well. They're in Trinidad, Jamaica, all over the Caribbean, and then on Amazon and all of the online outlets, you can find our books. And just one thing I want to mention, we also have a coloring book that we just brought out. As you said, representation matters, and it's a jumbo coloring book for kindergartners primarily, but all of the images are things from the Caribbean that they'll really recognize and relate to.